Hello, everyone, and welcome to another webinar with Lynn. We go live every 2 weeks to keep you informed on all things related to business SMS. Now, in light of the new regulatory changes in the business texting industry, I'll be reviewing the SMS registration to give you some guidance on how to register your business, manage compliance by following some best practices when texting your customer. Then I do have some exciting news to share from VirtualPBX. We are launching some new products before we get to our live Q&A sessions. Then if you have any questions, please post them in the live chat and we'll get to those at the end of this session. All right. So what is SMS registration? As part of the wireless service industry efforts to combat spam and improve the delivery of legitimate text messages, businesses that send text messages are required to register their business and phone number that they're using for messaging. SMS registrations applies to all company, regardless of your business use case. This includes instances where you're using marketing campaign, or appointment reminders to verification codes, even delivery updates, or in many instances, conversational messaging. All businesses must register to comply with these regulations. The registration process is regulated by the campaign registry. Now, the TCR leverage providers like VirtualPBX to collect registration information, such as your business identity, your opt-in and opt-out process, and a summaries of how you intend to use business, such as your business use case. Then, once your business has completed the registration process and has been approved for messaging, then you're essentially good to go, but do keep some compliance piece in mind. And of course, we do have lots of content and previous webinar to share with you, which we will post in the live chat for your convenience, as well as in our follow-up email to you with the recording of today's webinars. Now, before I jump into VirtualPBX registration process, where I'll do a quick walkthrough of our registrations, let's review some best practices of business texting. When it comes to business texting, there are really three types of messaging. Conversational messages, which are used to engage with customers in a two-way conversation, such as answering customer questions, providing support, or simply to stay in touch. Then there's informational messaging, which are used to provide customers with information about service, product, or events. Then there are promotional-based messages, which are used to promote a product, service to customers, to offer them discount, coupon, or other incentive to encourage the customer to buy. Depending on which category your business use case fall under, the consent from the customer will vary from verbal, which is more implied consent, to express written consent, which is the highest level of consent. You'll want to keep in mind that when messaging customer, there needs to be a clear opt-in message confirmation. So there needs to be an acknowledgement from the customer that they want to receive additional messages from you. You'll want to make it easy for those customers to opt out. And if the customer choose to opt out, you must remove them from your messaging contact list to ensure that you're staying compliance. Then you'll want to ensure that you're not sending prohibitive content, which typically fall under an acronym called SHAF, which stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearm, and tobacco. Those categories are determined by the carrier provider as prohibited. So even if your business use case isn't related to any of those topics, if your message contents reference those, you might find those messages are being blocked or even restricted on some level. Now that we've gone through the best practices and just an overview, let's look at VirtualPBX registration. So to register your business for our registration process, you'll need to provide some basic information about your business, such as your business name. Typically, it's the legal identity name, your contact information, information that can easily be verifiable, not a general inbox type of contact detail. And then, of course, your intended use case. How do you intend to use your business texting for? We do provide guidance on best practices and how to complete your registration to ensure that your business is compliant with the industry registrations. So if you have any questions while filling out those form, you can of course contact us. And now let's get into a walkthrough of the registration process. So as you can see here, in order to register for SMS registration with VirtualPBX, you do need to be an admin in your account. Once you've logged in to our dashboard account, you'll want to access the hamburger menu, which gives you additional option. And as you can see here, SMS registration. Once you launch that, it will take you to about a registration page. Here you can find out more information around the regulatory details, as well as some of the industry terms. When you're ready to begin your registration, simply click on Start Registration, which will take you to this page where you'll need to have these information readily available, and then click on Register to launch the actual form. In the form here, you'll need to provide information regarding your business. Something to keep in mind, depending on what type of business your company is associated with, whether it's a private company, public, or any of the other options here, additional information may be applicable, and you may need to provide attachments associated to those as well. I won't be going through all the details of the registration today, but we'll share a link on how to in our chat, as well as in our follow-up email to you. So in this section here, you'll need to provide the primary contact information. Keynote to keep in mind here is you'll need to make sure to provide a phone number that is not with VirtualPBX. It needs to be a mobile number so that we could verify through authentication. And then you'll want to provide additional information regarding how you intend to use messagings, from your opt-in process to how do you collect and manage your opt-out. Next, you'll want to verify the information regarding like special use case, where you confirm that you won't be messaging prohibited-based content. And once you've completed that process, you simply need to provide 3 message sample of what your typical message dialogue looks like to your customer, so that we could have a better understanding. And then just dictate how many messages you'll be sending each month. Typical customer will send about 1,000 messages from a business standpoint. Once you've completed the form, just click on Submit, and you'll be able to check on your registration status here. As the registration is going through the whole process, you'll be able to get update in this section, and it will detail out which status you're currently in. If you have any questions, or if we do need additional information from you, you'll receive an email from compliance at VirtualPBX to get those clear up. The other thing to keep in mind too with the registration process, the timing can vary depending on if you using the regular business route, which is called 10DLC or local business number, versus a toll-free registration. If you go through the toll-free route, it can take up to 5 business weeks before the registration is fully completed. All right, now that we've gone through the registrations and the details of best practices regarding business texting, let's jump into some product demo. So before I show you some demos, today we'll be launching two separate product feature set, VirtualPBX Pro, which is a robust tool that will allow you to engage multiple conversations with different customers, as well as utilizing some more marketing-based features. Then on the other end is Text Forward, which is a feature that enable you to receive messages if you're not interested in just the standard virtual text, where you'll be able to send and receive. Virtual Text Forward is a feature that's perfect for you. Gives you the ability to receive those messages, such as notifications, directly from your email once set up. So with that, let's go ahead and go into the demo. VirtualPBX Pro is a powerful tool that can help you manage multiple conversations simultaneously, automate workflows to scale conversations by leveraging contactless, while streamlining conversions with scheduled reminders. Here are some features of VirtualPBX Pro, starting with drip campaigns, where you can send targeted based series of messages, for example, in an onboarding series, to sending a single message to a large group of customers or abandoned cart, to creating reminders for scheduled event to ensure adoption and attendance, while leveraging contacts and contact list group to send bulk messages. If you're looking for a powerful tool that can help grow your business, then VirtualPBX Pro is the perfect solution for you. Contact us to learn more. Now, another thing to keep in mind with our VirtualPBX Pro add-on, this feature is available on our Pro and Premier plan. At an additional $49, you get additional these feature set. And then next, the text forward feature. Welcome to our product demo for Text Forward. To enable this feature, you'll need to have access to our Dash Setup account. You need to be in the dashboard. In the left menu option, choose Text Forward. Once the page is loaded, you'll want to click on Add Number. This will queue up any numbers that are associated to your account that can be enabled for Text Forward. Depending on how many numbers are associated to your account, the load time will vary. Then you want to choose from the drop-down list of available numbers. And then you'll need to put in an email address that should receive those messages, or paste in the webhook details. Once this is completed, just click on Create Text Forward. Now you want to test your message delivery for confirmation. So this will be going to this email address here. I'm going to go ahead and send a test message. While I'm at it, I will actually send two separate messages. One associated to just an SMS message, so a standard text message. And the second will be a picture message to see what it looks like in the delivery section. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And once that's sent, we're going to go into the inbox. And as you can see, the first message was already received. And if I click into it, it's going to display what number is the message sent from, what number it's sent to, and the message content right here. And this is what it will look like standard across the board when you receive a SMS message. Now, if you want to see what it looks like for an MMS message, So you can see here, this is my second message. There's no message in the message content section, but it is displayed as an attachment right here. And it looks great. And that's it. Simple and easy to configure. Thank you. Now, these features set are both will be available after this webinar. We'll have a lot more content and descriptions relating to these features available for you on our website. But we're super excited to showcase these to you. Regarding text forward, this feature will be available as a feature set for all of our plans starting from Flex to Premier. And then on Starter, it will be an additional cost. So with that, let's start with the live Q&A. If you have any questions regarding the registration, best practice, or any of the products, please post them in the live chat now while I wait for those. I'll be reviewing some of the previous questions that I've received regarding the registrations. In terms of the SMS registration, there is a one-time registration fee associated to the carrier cost, which is $29 to complete the registration. Typically, registration will take between 5 to 7 business days, assuming that there are no delay or there's no back and forth regarding additional information that we may need from you. So as long as we have everything we need to submit to the TCR, then it should be all set to go after about 7 days. And in terms of some of these managing like opt-in and opt-out process, it's pretty straightforward, and it really depending on your particular use case. If you are a business that will handle more of a marketing base, you'll require to have a lot more process in place when it comes to subscriber opt-in and opt-out, versus if you're a business that will only be using more of a conversational based messaging where you're having more of a dialogue, the consent is assumed because your customer is typically contacting you first. So those are really varying depending on your particular business use case. If you have additional questions, you can of course contact our support here. Either give us a call or text at our 800 number, or reach us at account services at VirtualPBX. If there are no additional questions, we'll be sending this recording to you shortly with additional helpful guides regarding some of the webinars and links that I've mentioned throughout the sessions. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.